Okay, so day 9 we're at, and today I've got a poem for you that I wrote in a bar in the West Village in Manhattan, because I took myself out to a bar one night to have some inspiration for some writing. And the great thing about going to places in, big busy capital cities is that you can go out and be on your own for an evening and nobody really gives a damn. And the even better thing about New York is you can go out to New York and sit there and write with a laptop or with your, in my case, iPad and wireless Bluetooth keyboard. And it's a really comfy little keyboard as well. It's this kind of felt covered one almost. And so it's just sort of, most people would probably glance at me and think I'm either still working, probably that's the typical New York thing to do, or I'm a writer or who's someone who has this big dream as a writer, and that's what people assume in New York. In London, it's a bit different. People will just ignore you because they ignore people anyway, and you don't make eye contact with people in London. It's best not to, otherwise they might think you're a stalker or a crazy person. But this particular evening, I took myself out purposely thinking I'm going to get some inspiration from this night. I'm going to just surreptitiously watch other people having their night out and see what I get. And this is what came out of it. And it's just called Observations in a Bar. Sometimes I like to take myself out to a noisy bar all on my own, to show up glamorous and glistening, with the best of my sparkliness to either be seen or observe. Just like in the old days, I watch people being drunk. I watch barmaids being assertive, setting their boundaries, but looking like they're aiming to please with a smile and sense of hospitality. And the noise that surrounds me serves as a gentle, nudging backdrop to my intense thoughts. This one Manhattan is enough to bring on more reflection and tongue-covering warmth, while my streak of blonde hair catches the corner of my eye as I try to hide a little, to get away with surreptitiously observing people around me. I watch a couple cuddling, sitting together in one armchair, and a painfully thin, muddy blonde-haired woman smiles a smile wider than Julia Roberts. Then a writer type, all speckled black and silver hair, with spectacles and a wry smile, observes my view and just stands there, then signs the check. The steely owner stands offishly, presiding over her own colony rooms, like I presume they once were, back in Francis Bacon's day, miles away in London, UK, which just isn't my home, though it felt like it for a while, out of familiarity perhaps, or potential that never materialized, or on which I failed to capitalize. I dramatized my future, and now I have it. I follow on through. I'm on the greatest ride by far, embracing millionaires who love me and leaving hope ajar. I go back to silent monitoring of that couple in the armchair, heads together, leaning in. They seem preoccupied with a device they're discovering things in. The woman has a stripy top, just like the even blonder woman too, sitting next to the painfully thin one who I introduced you to, and the guy in the armchair is leaning over with his collar up to kiss her, and then stops for a sip of his cocktail and a furtive look. How funny these little moments can be. His mouth must taste of vermouth and frothy sweet fruit juice too, but probably distant tobacco that would not do. Indeed, I seek something altogether healthier and much more powerful than me, which frankly, my dear, takes quite some doing. It's a lifetime's work, you see. So that's it. That's my reflections on that evening spent sipping my Manhattan cocktail.